We got ourselves here one hell of a story, I would say. These guys, of course, share a little bit of the same story, where they've both been to the army, they've both served their mandatory military service, and here they are again, back into the game of StarCraft II, where they are once again competing to claim the overall title of being the best of their race, perhaps? We'll have to wait and see if they once again can reclaim their former glory. And seeing them go up against one another always, you know what, makes me long for the olden days. But anyway, here we are. In the bottom left side, we got ourselves a red Terran player. He is teamless right now, but I don't think that will be for very long, as he is a fan favorite and an absolute beast in StarCraft II, as he's always been. He is BYUN. In the top right side, we got ourselves a blue Zerg player fighting for the Afrika Freaks. He is Dongregu. And the games versus Cure, they looked ever so amazing. I am thoroughly impressed with this guy. I was not anticipating him going toe-to-toe against Cure, after Cure was the person to not only take down Raynor twice in a tournament, but also Serral, just casually taking out a Serral, just clean sweeping him even, just ridiculous stuff right there. And then DRG comes in with, well, I suppose he always has had quite a bit of a unique style, right? He has been playing to his own drum beats a lot more often than some other players overall. Started to read some text there. I'm sorry, I get distracted sometimes with the Twitch chat. You guys say the darndest things. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, the games between Cure and DRG. I only saw the last two games, but my dear God, were they some long games. I have to wonder, right? DRG is not the young strapping lad he once was. He's a little bit older now. Can those games cause him to be a little bit stressed out now? Can they fatigue him, as per se, or is he still gonna be all right with a match against BYUN? Somebody that is going to most likely push him all the way to the extremes. Tech 9, what is this? The two different dishes. Chicken Tucky, mussels. All right. I think I've read this before. There's a lot of people dating other people, it looks like, in the StarCraft II community. It's very interconnected. Fusion Core. what a weird copy pasta. Yeah, it happens a lot with M-canning, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about all sorts of different soups. Anyway, a Fusion Core here on the way for BYUN. I'm gonna try to get my focus into this game as much as possible here. Although I do love myself some weird copy pest, that's what I live for as well. Regardless, I need to focus. There's 5 queens right here. There's 2 more about to pop out of those hatcheries, so he's gonna have about 7? Yeah, he's gonna have 7 queens. Does he have spore crawlers already? He does not. So spore crawlers also a very integral part. They are a necessary bit of technology in these situations in order to keep the battlecruiser away from a mineral line as the queens kind of rotate towards wherever that battlecruiser is coming. I don't think this is the greatest map for battlecruisers, perhaps, but I suppose over here we have a good bit of dead space, right? Immediately on top of this mineral line or on top of this mineral line. There are the spore crawlers right now. Is that still in time? I think it may be. I think it could be. Did this? Oh, yeah, he saw. All right, the Overlord in the loop did manage to discover the battlecruiser Evil that will be jumping across the fields right here momentarily. Let's see, where did it go? It's in the main base. Right on top of that spore crawler. That did finish up in time. We have another spore crawler even being made here in the main base. So how many spores do we have? We have 4 in total. Spire coming out as well. Ooh, don't want to lose queens here unnecessarily to the battlecruiser. It's not really what you can afford to have happen. At least it shouldn't happen, right? With good control, you should be able to safeguard all those queens. It's not so much that you can out-micro the queen with the battlecruiser. you do have the potential to just kind of waddle away on the creep in time. The Hellions not quite being able to find too much either. Running into a lot of Zerglings right there and a Queen as well. 2 Evo chambers here. That's an interesting one as well. It's going to be a bit more difficult for BYUN to get those Hellions into this mineral line. But I would assume that it would be more likely for those Hellions to come in through the left instead of the right. But those Evo chambers now less likely to be picked off due to some other flying harassment or a drop play from the left, I suppose. So having to choose between the two, you know, this seems pretty darn okay. Alright, there are some Zerglings here looking to get a bit of a score going as well. Enough Marines to hold that ground. Not going to allow them to just walk away. Zerglings around on these Hellions. That is a pretty nice maneuver. BYUN not on the ball right there. Did not manage to get anything going for him in that sense. Why so blur? I don't think so. It is blurry. Maybe just refresh, buddy. Maybe just refresh. That solves a lot of issues a lot of the times. So this man, this little man called DRG, he's going for Baneling speed, he's going for +1 melee and the carapace, and he's going for Mutalisk all at the same time. This could be a bit of a overextension in the gas department. But apparently he doesn't need that many Banelings right here at the moment, so he's gonna be okay. Another battlecruiser. That's only the one battlecruiser that was made, right? Yeah, there was, so... You don't often see the BC into bio, but just going for a single battlecruiser here, you have to wonder, was it worth it investing into the battlecruiser here? It's an expensive piece of technology, and it's not going to get too much done here anymore. Will DRG just be able to set up shop right now with those double upgrades, with the Mutalisk and the Banelings all at the same time because of this? It's a pretty good Widow Mine. Solid stuff. Do we have a Spore Crawler here? Is anything rotating around? It's just going to create one. Alright, fair enough. Fair enough. The creep spread is something we should point to as well here. It's not that impressive, right? The Hellions have been doing a pretty reasonable job. And now the Marines continuously harassing as well. Once again, destroying most of these creep tumors, right? Already off of creep just like that. And we're not that far removed from these bases. There's a definitive clear place for BYUN now to push in here. And really make life difficult for DRG. DRG setting up shop with a couple of these Banelings, trying to get rid of the Widow Mine minefields. Oh, a good connection there on those Marines. Not quite ready for that one. Oh, it looks like a Bane or a Zergling run by. Putting BYUN's multitasking to test at the moment. We'll be able to clean it up. Had to move backwards though with those Marines on the front side, and that means these Mutalisk. Ooh, careful. Some solid micro there as well from DRG. These pro players make it look so easy to just snipe those Widow Mines before they shoot. Not quite sure why I struggle so much with it, but anyway. Widow Mines there again, not getting the greatest connections. BYUN into the main base with this battlecruiser, hoping to perhaps force DRG backwards, but more Banelings coming in, getting all right connections. With the Widow Mine stand, the Mutalisk already low. It seems like DRG wants to move back. Try and get himself rid of a battlecruiser in his main base. It's more Mutalisk on the way, 9 of them. Gonna bring him up to 19. Definitely fully committing to the good old Muta-Ling Baneling style. It's what we know and love him for. I am very impressed with how well he's making it work. While he doesn't quite have as much creep spread as you would expect him to have in a situation like this. Banelings on the other side also getting picked off. More Zerglings though rotating across the right side. Alright, so where are we going to take this game? There's already +2/+2 for BYUN here. That's the one thing that DRG really fell behind on as well, other than the creep spreading. He only now started his +2/+2 as the only +3 armor for BYUN is on the way right now. I'm hoping that he didn't forget about the weapons upgrade, as that is the more important one to get, I would say. Especially for somebody that plays Bio. That could be quite a detriment for him. Quite a severe loss. Oh my god, those Baneling connections again here coming in as BYUN is busy dealing with a Ling run-by. On the other side, a lot of SCVs do go down because of this, and now this attack right here also gonna potentially get cleaned up due to the, it looks like lack of overall awareness of where BYUN has to put his attention, and some great spreading out from DRG here, pulling his opponent left, right, everywhere where he doesn't want him to look. Or where he does want him to look. You know what I mean. Spreading his attention thin. 33 workers just like that. Oh, looks like the looks like the bot disagreed with Sushi there. Did not want him to make any type of link postage. Thor's Marines and Widowmines did manage to lock down those Mutalisk here for a little bit, but doesn't seem to slow down DRG by much. Will continue onwards with this counter aggression. There is a drop going into the main base, and still an attack for BYUN coming across the field here. I mean, the army count of BYUN is still up there. Maybe his economy is in absolute shambles, but if he manages to trade efficiently, and if he manages to take out a base or two on the other side as well, that could still provide quite a bit of success for him here. +3 armor is about to finish up as well. Still no weapons upgrade anywhere to be seen. Am I missing something there? Why would he go for the armor upgrade here instead of the weapons upgrade? I'm not quite sure if there is a real reason why you would want to do that, but it just seems like a mistake, right? It really does. Okay, so DRG, he did not lose 2 bases. He only lost the 1 in the top left side here, and he has managed to accumulate enough of a force in order to absolutely demolish this force as soon as it tries to kind of move out of that location. It's going to be absolutely collapsed on top of, with a good amount of Banelings, a good amount of Zerglings. Actually, doesn't even wait for anything of that sort. Banelings, yep, they're still there. A little bit hard to see underneath the Mutalisk, but did get those connections onto the Marines. BYUN staggering behind with a 59 army supply, 32 workers. DRG looking more and more likely to be the victor here. Once again, proving that his ZVT is quite something else. Perhaps his scariest matchup overall, especially if you allow him to go into the Baneling Mutalisk play. That's where he shines. He is absolutely brilliant. That is exactly what he likes to play. GG is called. And yeah. DRG takes the first game right here. I have to say, I mean, he's been looking better and better continuously. He's been able to partake in more StarCraft II since he came back from military service, of course. So it's not to say that he's just a better player overall. Maybe it is also because he's had more time to formulate a comeback plan. So maybe that's the main reason here. BYUN, he might still need a bit more time. Even though he has been able to get some great games going into his favor as well. We got an 8-player party here, by the way. Good warm-up for DRG. Yeah, it looks like it. Doesn't seem too fatigued, does he? Just, you know, it's 9-game series against Cures. Nothing to worry about. That's not going to slow him down, it seems. He's still ready to take on BYUN. But BYUN, I mean, he still made some good moves, right? It was just unfortunate that he stuck around with his Marines Marauders in a clump as he was getting attacked on the backside, right? His camera moved most likely to those locations with the Zerglings. We saw movement there from those units trying to deal with the harassment. And in those moments in time, every single time that happens, DRG moves in with banelings on the front side and found a good cluster of Marines and so much value, just negating any momentum that BYUN was moving into. And it's unfortunate, but BYUN, he needs to learn not to look away at those times, or at least have his Marines move backwards as he is dealing with those moments. Sometimes you see those run-bys and you're thinking to yourself, well, I suppose it could force the Terran to move backwards, but I don't have to. In the end, if you don't, you just leave yourself open for those baneling run-ins on the front side. It takes a lot less effort to run those banelings in instead of, you know, continuously just jumping back and forth and trying to do everything at once. You need to ensure that you have the time required to deal with the harassment by moving your forces backwards. Even though that means you may lose some momentum with your Widow Mines, it may mean you have to give up some ground. It's going to put you in a better place overall. Anyway, in the top right side, it didn't look like he had no chance there, but it was definitely a difficult battle for him. It's the red Terran player. He is teamless. He is an absolute beast of the Terran race. He is BYUN. Man, it would be a lot of fun to see BYUN move on in this tournament, though. It would be fantastic. I think he has a good shot against Nice. That's probably the most comfortable matchup out of this group. But, I mean, he's in the group with Dark and DRG. That is just super unfortunate for him, I feel like, because, well, DRG is ZVT is insanity, and Dark, well, we all know how good Dark is. That's going to be a tough matchup. So, it may just not be the lucky group here for BYUN. Anyway, I haven't introduced him yet. The blue Zerg in the bottom left side. He's from Afrika Freaks, DRG. So, one thing we saw how DRG did get dismantled was by TY, and it was in GSL, I do believe, where TY was just continuously trying his best to ensure that DRG would not feel comfortable going into the Ling Bane Mutalisk style. That is what he's practiced most, that's what he's had the most experience with right off the bat, every single moment in... well, after when he was on his top roll, right, when he was in tip-top shape before his military service, that's what he was doing. That's where we all know that his power lied, and he's showing it again. This is what he knows. This is what he loves. It's what he practices, and if you manage to keep DRG from going into the Ling Bane Mutalisk, you multiply your odds of winning quite drastically. BYUN, on the other hand, this could be a problem in the overall way that these two interact with each other. BYUN, he's a player that also loves to do those multi-pronged harassments. He loves to go bio. He is known for his overall micro play with those Marines, getting great splits, getting great target fires, all of this stuff. He's absolutely insane with it. But ultimately, he is playing into the strength of DRG as well with this, right? So it's a bit of a bummer for him, perhaps. But at the same time, it's really good for us because it provides us with some great StarCraft II. It really does. Tell DRG to switch to Terran. You want BYUN to get to win a match because DRG ZVZ sucks. Actually, DRG ZVZ I think is also really good. I think it's really good because, well, he likes to go into the Ling Baneling style type of thing, but because he plays so much Ling Baneling, he's pretty darn good with controlling those units, I'd say. Anyway, we're seeing two things clash here as well. There's a big Baneling bust about to happen. With a lot of Zerglings behind this as well. BYUN, he needs to get himself behind the wall. This could be absolutely devastating if he doesn't. He's making an engineering bay in this wall to finish it off. He has those 2 medeffects. Oh no, he's coming across the field. This could be bad. This could be really bad. Okay, there, the Baneling season notices immediately. Those medeffects will return home. Needs to lift up those supply depots. Unfortunately for those Marines, or the SCVs, they will be caught on the other side. All of them will go down that command center. May want to just... Nice target fire there. Oh my dear lord, did you see that? Okay, losing 13 workers here. Was that enough for DRG to make this pay for itself? I'm not completely convinced. It feels like it may be, but... There's more damage coming in, actually. These 2 medeffects again having to go home. Careful, careful. Careful! Oh god, this is... Tension can be cut with a knife here. That is ridiculous. Immediately jumping into those medeffects again. He knows he needs to get across the field. He needs to do some counter-aggression here. He has the forces. In a moment like this, it's very common for the Zerg to try and get more drones out as he's trying to get further ahead. DRG, he's still making a lot of Zerglings as well. Already had a good round of drones just before he started remaking those Zerglings. 3 medeffects did manage to unload in a rather nice location. There's no Baneling speed, which is helping BYUN out a lot as well. Let's see how good this target fire is. Oh my god, it's great. Oh, just barely not enough. One single Baneling coming in and still doing so much damage right there. That is unfortunate. But that's a great job there for DRG, of course. We'll be able to kind of slow this down quite significantly. BYUN moving back. He's got a siege tank on the way here also. That's going to be fantastic against what we got here for DRG. Without the Baneling speed, that siege tank will be able to just gun down Banelings left, right, and center. Move backwards with the Marines continuously as well. It's all live, Poland. Alright, here we go. It's not all done and set quite yet. The siege tank's not targeting the Banelings here. That is absolutely devastating. It was shooting the front line of the Zerglings. Oh, that's abysmal. That is... not that great. Not what you expect from BYUN, I would say. I have to be critical of him there. Thought he may be able to make a move happen there as long as he targeted down those Banelings, but he wasn't able to do so. Mostly focused on the Marine micro, which is also very important, of course. Don't get me wrong, but... I mean, there's only so much you can do with the Marines once you are surrounded by the Zerglings, and Banelings are slowly coming in. Two more siege tanks. Good amount of Marines here, right on top of those queens as well. Nice bit of micro once more. Trying to gain as much value as possible. Let's take a look at the resources lost tab. As you can see, I mean, BYUN still trading out favorably. There is that income advantage kicking in though as well at this moment. +1/+1 also now available for DRG. It's not just the +1 weapons for BYUN, allowing him to trade more favorably here. Another attack. It feels like DRG is like, alright, well now you're gonna slow down, right? Well now you're backing up. But continuously, time and time again, we see BYUN just coming in here with more stuff. He's taking some alright trades. There we go. That's some good targeting with those siege tanks. Was able to pick off a good amount of the Banelings. Was it enough though? Was it finally enough to start some momentum going into his favor again? He's got a third base on the way. He's okay on the workers overall. He did force DRG to continuously produce those Zerglings. But DRG already having that fourth base on location. Already mining. Careful. Okay, more targeting there. Every time I see those Marines just targeting Banelings from BYUN, that is a very, very precise clicking that needs to happen. Okay, Okay, I don't think we're quite there yet, guys. I think this is still a playable position for both these players. They both still got to be wary of where they want to take this game, but it does feel like DRG is in a bit of a better spot. With those upgrades, the +2/+2 coming in. Hydra Den on the way. That is an interesting one. It's going to be a lot of firepower overall, but you know what? It's always a disappointment not to see DRG go into those Mutalisks. He's so bloody darn good with them. So I guess I can get behind it overall. It is still very, very good. Okay, Overlord drop into the main base. We'll have to try and keep an eye out on that over as well as... It looks like there is enough Marines right there to hold that off. DRG trying to commit here onto those siege tanks. They do find some good connections. The Zerglings did get cleaned up by the reinforcements here. And BYUN, he's doing a little bit of a return of the favor. Also dropping into the main base as DRG tries to deal with this as efficiently as possible. I didn't know that siege tanks actually, yeah, they do manage to get their shots off from there as well. That's some quite impressive range, isn't it? If they were over here, they're a little bit more vulnerable to Zerglings running in as well, but I really like this positioning here. That is some solid stuff. I'm gonna move this upwards a little. Oh. Thank you, Phil. There we go. Ah, just this one. Okay, well, never mind. I'll do it later. Alright. Uh-oh. Looks like I came in at the right time. Looks like I came in at the right time. That is a lot of banelings rolling in. Okay, well, a lot of the SCVs did manage to get picked up. BYUN did manage to take out a base here as well, though. He's still making some headway. +2/+2 is kicking in for DRG. Of course, it is making life a little bit easier for him. +2/+2 though for BYUN. Not too far removed from play either. BYUN is still pushing forwards. He's got siege tanks here, still in position behind the mineral lines. That is a very tricky location to try and deal with here for DRG. Maybe he just wants to kind of avoid that area overall in total. Marines gonna have to be picked up as well. DRG is taking the bottom right side though. He's not slowing down much. Yeah, that is... Oof. Okay. Well, just when you think things are looking up for DRG, stuff like this happens. Banelings just suddenly take out a majority of the workers on the third base here. Now back to 40 overall workers in total. To be fair, DRG is not on a very solid economy either. We're still seeing it go back and forth a little bit, but it's a difficult one here to deal with for DRG. Honestly, the continuous aggression making him play a scrappy game as well. He needs to stay efficient. He needs to keep trading very efficiently. He has to be aware that if he spends too much of his banelings and zerglings onto economy, well, taking out economy of BYUN, then he may hit a brick wall eventually, because he doesn't have a massive bank behind this, or a massive income behind this to rebuild those forces as quickly as he may need to. BYUN may be able to just then move across the field and take a fantastic fight. Already feeling comfortable enough to send 2 full medevacs away while those Zerglings and banelings were coming into his third again here. Okay, coming in again. That's a good amount of drones up for grabs. We'll be able to take out most of them, it looks like. Well, at least 6. It's not most of them, but getting a good amount. Getting a good amount of creep here as well, by the way. Nice tendril of creep there being pushed backwards. Isn't it funny how DRG is like, alright, this time I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna go into the Hydra Den. And then he never makes Hydras. I don't think he's made a single Hydralisk. Am I wrong on this? He's not made a single Hydralisk. He's just like, alright, you know what? Never mind. I'm going into Mutalisk regardless. I'm going into Mutalisk again. and will try his best with the Mutalisk instead. Good pickups. Again, some value being found there. Banelings and Zerglings still taking control of the right side. Will not be able to do much on the other side in BYUN's third base. His fourth base, though, looks like that may be up for grabs. Could be a point of contention if Banelings and Zerglings do try to move towards that location. Marines. Oh, I like this. Just blasting his way towards the main base again. I mean, was not going to get a favorable trade on the other side, so may as well try to gain some more value over here. Not quite working out, though. A valiant effort. Alright, BYUN. BYUN sees, this is pretty darn cool from him. He's just continuing the aggression. Like, I feel like there's not been a single moment in time where he's not been with some units across the field. Needs to be careful here, of course. That fourth base stretching the defenses of BYUN a little bit more thin. Looks like he will be able to hold this off for now. The attack on the bottom right side did manage to take out a base there. Will just move backwards for now. The Mutalisk, though, still doing a lot of damage as well. Maybe we need to see some of those SUVs once again being loaded up into the medevacs. There we go. To get the heck out of dodge. Marines that are coming back, they need to hurry up, though. They need to get underneath those Mutalisk. Try to continue the mining operations on this third base. Can't afford to let this command center go down either. BYUN will never give up, guys. That is... He's got +3/+3. He's got the upgrade lead, and it's gonna be for a while, because we don't even have an infestation pit here, guys. +3/+3 is as far removed as it can be. Unless if we still had to go through +1 and +2 as well. It is... I mean, nowhere near the points where it's even anywhere almost completed, right? It's gonna take an enormous amount of time before the upgrade difference here is gonna be... closer together, closed up again. And DRG also slowed down his own Mutalisk production for such a long time, which is allowing BYUN to do the harassment that he's done so far, right? This is what allowed him to be that aggressive with those medevacs. And... thought that was another medevac. It's not, though. He's still doing it as well. He knows there's Mutalisk out and about, but... still continuously trying his best to make stuff happen with these drops. Unless if this is just a misclick with some Marines in that medevac. Okay, no, he is sending it away. Oh, I love these Widow Mines now coming into play as well. BYUN's playing a really solid game here, guys. You have to hand it to him. This is some A tier. It's not even A tier. It's S tier StarCraft we're getting from him. It is very impressive. Remember how it opens up as well. He lost like, what, 15 workers due to a Baneling run-in onto his natural base. He lost quite a bit of stuff right there. The medevac looks like that did get spotted out, but that is still quite efficient trading. That is still very efficient trading. That was a lot of Banelings right there that did get picked off. Maybe not in the way that the Marines themselves would like to see, but... sacrificing their life there for the greater Terran good. Another base does get cancelled, forcing DRG back onto the 5-base economy. Another attack on the right side is coming in at the same time here. Will find those Mutalisk. Mutalisk not getting killed off just quite yet. BYUN needs to be careful not to allow Banelings to run into an army, of course, as he's not paying attention. This is what lost him game number 1, but he is playing a little bit better here. Oh, it's okay, does lose due to the Mutalisk up in the sky there, losing a lot of his medevacs there as well. He did clean up another base, though, again being able to take down that base, and that is what he was really gunning to do. Now he just needs to stabilize that home. He needs to ensure that he's not going to die due to these Mutalisk. Coming into the main base again here, these, oh my dear lord, those Banelings and Zerglings running around trying to catch up. Looks like they finally will be able to do so. Mutalisk will put a stop to this dropping heresy going on here. Banelings Yeah, very nice pull away there with the banelings, as he did clean up all those marines as quickly as possible, not letting those banelings run into the Thor there. Very important in these situations to be as cost efficient as possible. Now, BYUN's still on 46 workers, by the way, guys. He's been losing workers quite often. He lost 49 workers, but he's still taking out bases. He's still taking out bases with an army where you're just like, wait, should he be moving out? Is this the right thing to do? And then he just does it, and he makes anybody who's doubting him look silly. But it's still a tough situation to play from here. Still a very rough situation to play from here. Okay, that's a lot of marines in the back there. The banelings that were needed. It took them a while to arrive, so a good initial trade there for BYUN. Will it be enough, though, to hold his ground? Yes, it will. He keeps that base safe here. That's an important base to have for BYUN. He may not have that many workers, but I feel like he has even less mineral patches to mine from, so maybe he needs to transfer some of those workers from this one. BYUN's been doing some amazing stuff right here. Just continuous harassment, continuously trading super favorably as well. Actually, it's not even that favorably. I thought that would be more favorable. Oh. DRG, I mean, look at the bases, guys, on the bottom left side. He's running away with these bases right now. It's become more and more difficult for BYUN to get across the field here, it looks like. I'm not completely certain if he's going to be able to get more bases killed, which is something he needs to keep doing if he wants to take a victory here. Well, there's two ways he can approach this right now, right? He can try to continue to take out bases for DRG and try to tie up the economy game that way. Or he could try to stay at home as much as possible, stay on a low worker count, and try to get himself to 200 supply with like 150 army supply in total. And as soon as he has that, he should be able to trade extremely favorably and then start a snowball as he's pushing across the field. That's a big what-if scenario, though, and I don't think it's going to work out quite as easily versus DRG. Either of those options do seem quite difficult to execute here for BYUN. Right now, it feels like he's doing a little bit of the in-between. He's still on a low worker count, but he's still trying his best to make stuff happen across the fields here. It is on the opposite side of where DRG has positioned his army. Mutalisk once again trying to get some economic damage dealt. Banelings here not getting the greatest connections, but clean up quite a few of those widow mines. Still a large amount of the marines on the top side as well. We were able to get rid of these Mutalisk. Circling banelings coming in from behind. They're coming in from every which angle at the moment. Let's see how we can get this the best in the screen. Yeah, this is another attack that... Oh, wait, hold on, actually. That is more reinforcements coming in here for BYUN. Will he be able to hold his ground here? Keep those siege tanks alive? That is absolutely massive. This may be another base kill. He's going to start targeting it down. There's not that many banelings here. He's coming in on the left side as well. Is he doing it again? Is he going to take out more bases? Here he is. Look at that. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, he's going to be able to take out more bases on the left as well, I think. Or just a bunch of these workers. BYUN, oh my dear lord, I am starting to believe the overall supply count is looking more and more into his favor. The mining for DRG, it is hurting. It is hurting bad right now. This base completely out, this base completely out, this base completely out. All the bases except for one. He's on a one base economy with Ling Bane Mutalisk and an army supply that is lower than his opponent's. BYUN, he is parade pushing across the fields here. He is coming across. He is bringing it home. It looks like GG is called and he ties it up. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ, BYUN. BYUN. Oh my god. Brings it back from the brink of destruction multiple times. Multiple times. Dear Lord. Oh, man. The marine movement there. That is like... I mean, that was so many things with how we move these Marines across the field there, right? Just going towards the Mutalisk to try and deal with them. Just holding enough Marines even back, not pushing with them across the field. Nuts. Nuts. Then, on the bottom right side at the same time, just immediately when the Mutalisk left that place, how many Zerg or Terran players would keep those Marines in that base, right? Being like, alright, well, the Mutalisk could come back. I need my Marines here. Not BYUN. He moved all those Marines to the bottom right side as quickly as he could and managed to safeguard all those tanks. Managed to get more reinforcements to the bottom left side. Hats off to him. That was a nutty game. That was, oh man. Oh, that was epic. All right, and we're gonna get game number 3 between BYUN and DRG now, guys. This is on Death Aura as well. Another fantastic map for macro games. Oh. So, not sure what Crownsy said in the chat, guys, which is making you all go all out against him this much, but there must have been something I've missed. Jeez Louise, BYUN, what a game, what a nutter. Another one of these, I'm not sure if I can take it. I'm not sure if I can take it. DRG, he must be exhausted, right? Not even after that game alone, he's gone to game number 9 versus Cure just before this. It was like, I think like 20 minutes before this game started, maybe it's like between 30 and 20 minutes. The best of 9 versus Cure ended, and now he's going up against BYUN. Alright, what's happening? What's happening here? In the bottom right side, there is a red Terran player fighting for nobody but himself. He's doing a bang-up job so far. He is BYUN. His opponent in the blue. It's the Zerg. The Afrika. He is DRG. You think he left? Dear Lord. I mean, at certain points in time there, there have been Terran players that would have just tapped out, right? In the position where BYUN was, they would have just been, alright, well, I guess I'm on 2 bases, you're attacking my 3rd, and I can't even mine there. This is horrible. How am I ever bringing this back? Against DRG of all people, you know? And when he's playing Lingbane Mutalisk, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. BYUN, though, grinds it through. He's like, well, if I want to get into the winner's match, if I want to try and make this doable for me, or at least give myself as many odds of advancing in this group as possible, I need his victory. I need his victory right now, and he seems hungry, man. He seems so incredibly hungry. Every time I see him play, he wants that victory, and that's an important thing to have if you want to be able to grind out these games and try and take every single victory that you can. You need to be hungry for that victory. As hungry as possible. DRG, though, as well. I mean, he's pretty darn hungry, too. Both of them. Which is why I love seeing these guys play so much. Right? 2 of these guys coming back from military. And 2 of them just both looking to prove themselves again here. Showcasing the world. You know what? I may have been out of the scene for a while. You guys may not have forgotten about me completely, but I want to show that all the hope on my return wasn't false faith. Wasn't misplaced hope for my fans. And jeez, they are providing us with some top tier StarCraft continuously, time and time again. Okay, so where are we taking this? Where are we taking this, boys? Let's see. We got some standard setup here for DRG. And BYUN, I suppose this is where we'll see more overall of a deviation sometimes, but it looks like it will just be a medevac here. a matter of fact, with those Hellions, he's going to try to drop those Hellions into the main base. He could try to have some Hellions on the front and then drop some in the main base. Something like this could be happening. He still has a couple of Marines as well. He's trying pretty darn hard to keep any scouting information from being acquired by DRG. Oh, there it is. There's the, it's the armory. Alright. So, it's going to be a Hellbat push coming up. As BYUN is going to go for the most common 3 Marine drop play right here, of course. The standard. Now, if he's coming across here with 4 Hellions, that is not something you see all that often. Like, he must, alright, yeah, 2 more coming in. Most of the time you see more Marines being added into here as well together with an attack like this, but this is very, very early on. Let's see how it does. I think there's just enough Queens to hold this off, perhaps. I think there may be. I mean, Hellbats don't do all that well against the Queens, and you need to have the Marine firepower to really provide damage against those Queens. He's doing an alright job so far, but I don't think this is going to be able to take out DRG right now. In any sense of the word. Or the words. I suppose that Hellbats, yeah, I mean... But I'm a bit disappointed here with the opening for BYUN. Not gonna lie, that didn't do much, and I don't see it do a whole lot to begin with, right? That was a very, very low amount of damage there being achieved. BYUN, he's making Banshees behind this though, right? So there could be a follow-up with Banshee Hellbats. He did manage to take out a couple of the Queens, 4 of them in fact. But they are being replenished by DRG as we're speaking, so... I love this as well, sending the low HP Queens towards these locations, such as the main base, to utilize them for injecting. Keep the healthy Queens on the front. Alright, BYUN. How many Banshees do we have? We have a single Banshee at the moment. More Hellbats. How many Queens do we have available? There's only 5 Queens. Alright. But there is a Spore Crawler and a Spine Crawler here. So I don't think that's going to be able to be broken. Maybe on the other side. You know what? No Spine or Spore here, so that could work. Be careful. Overseer coming up. That Banshee's going to go down as quickly as you can call out its name. Oh, that's why he was busy with the circling counterattack here as well. And without any Hellions or Hellbats back at home, this is a nasty situation. Trying to get those Hellions as quickly as possible in a place where they will be able to deal with this. It's only lost 2 SCVs though, miraculously. But DRG not making the detour into Hydra territory this time. Is going to go for the spy attack straight off the bat. I think that's the best thing he can do. So, yeah, I mean, that opening for BYUN really not working out for him. Feels like he put himself a bit on a deficit here. He still has a Banshee. Let's see where that is going towards. He's not going to die anytime soon, I would say, unless if he takes a lot of damage from the Mutalisk. Which I would doubt as well, seeing how his Marine production is really kicking into high gear right now. It's still possible, of course. It doesn't seem like he has enough to defend 2 bases, Marine-wise. So maybe these Mutalisk will be able to do quite a bit. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, sending these Hellions out is going to buy him a bit more time, perhaps. If they do manage to get anything done. If they do manage to pose an actual threat here, maybe. So far, not quite. I absolutely enjoy this from DRG as well. Just immediately realizing those Hellions are on his side of the field. All his Zerglings going for the counterattack. That's a big brain move right there as well. Very decisive also. It shows how much experience he has with this type of play. Mutalisk coming in. The Hellions actually getting surrounded as well. They are all gone now. Yeah, things not looking a lot better here for BYUN as time goes forwards. not looking all too great right now. It's gonna attempt to, once again, get that aggression across the field. 2 medevacs filled up with the Marines here. Could provide quite a bit of a disturbance. But how much do we have available for DRG here? It looks like it's more than plenty. More than plenty. They're training out okay against the Zerglings. See if they get a couple of Mutalisks as well. Not going to be the case. But more Marines come in. Maybe they will be able to only get 1. Without any medevacs there, though, they have no staying power. They need to move backwards. Infestation pit. Okay, there is that infestation pit. Upgrades are going to be in favor for Mr. BYUN here. Good cancel on that 4th. Did not lose that. 400 minerals. That is a very important deal at the moment. There's no bailing speed? Did DRG forget bailing speed? Oh my dear. Oh, that could be bad. There's no real reason why you would get the infestation pit. Alright, well. Okay, yeah, he taps out. He taps out.